Do you feel depressed during the winter? Do you like gaming around with your fellow college students? Did the last TTC strike get on your nerves? We've got plenty of enticing stories to share with you today. So just sit back, relax, enjoy, and learn a little bit. This is The Journal. Welcome back. I'm your host, Jabins Minoy. Sorry about the delay, but it's not easy putting together a webcast. Our first segment is for all you Christmas shoppers out there. The holidays are drawing near, and I know you're putting your thinking caps on to purchase the ultimate Christmas present. So, why not buy a TV? Now, I know they're pricey and there's still a chance that the person you buy it for might not like it. That's why it's important for you to do your homework. Dwayne Alexander weighs the pros and cons of LCD and plasma TVs and helps you figure out which one to buy.
High definition! High definition! High definition! Optimized for high definition TVs!
Like many consumers new to the world of HD televisions, Ryan was more confused when he started looking for an HD TV than ever before. It can feel very overwhelming, and most people usually just spend their money on a TV that might not even do the right job for them. Thankfully, Ruben, a home theater specialist from Best Buy, was more than happy to give a helping hand.
Alright, so I'm a gaming freak, and I don't know which television to choose. I have an Xbox 360, so now I'm deciding between an LCD and a plasma. What's the difference?
What's the difference? Pretty much the difference is between an LCD and a plasma. With an LCD, you get a liquid crystal display, and with the plasma, you get a bulb technology with it. So at the end of the day, when you look at a lifespan of both TVs for gaming, an LCD will give you a better picture and a better quality, and you can experience the 360 to its fullest. With the plasma, the more you play with it, it's going to leave burn-ins in it. So that's not really recommended if you're going with a plasma in that case. So overall, for gaming, I definitely recommend an LCD TV. So first things first, with an HD TV, in order to get high-definition picture on the TV, you will need an HD box. People think that just buying the TV and taking it home will give you an HD picture, but it's totally wrong. The first things first, when you buy an HD TV, the first thing you gotta buy is high-def cables. Without high-definition cables, you don't get high-definition pictures, because the only thing you get out of a box will be a power cord. There's more thing you have to add to a TV in order to get the full 1080p high-definition experience.
Well, I mean, for a fact, are there any key areas that people should know about the HD televisions as opposed to LCD and plasma?
Yeah, the latest technology right now is the 1080p technology. The older HD TVs will still running on the 720p. So for you to experience the latest technology, you will need a 1080p. And 1080p is the only way you will get the highest resolution and by far the best picture quality you can get if you're into playing gaming or Blu-ray players through it.
Okay, so now the only thing I need to know now is, what are the pros and cons for an LCD television as opposed to a plasma television? Because I have a hard time finding that one.
Okay, with an LCD, since it runs on pixels, because it is a liquid crystal display, it runs on pixels. So if a pixel was to die out on your TV, then, for example, we're looking at this, it's a liquid crystal display, right? So if you look at it, you get some sort of liquid in it, right? So it runs on pixels. So if one pixel dies in this TV, the entire line gets affected, right? So that's something that you got to keep in mind when you go with an LCD. With the plasma, it will be a glass finish. So it doesn't have any pixel because it's a bulb that's showing you the picture. So the only thing that could go wrong with that is a burn-in. So if you watch something for a long period of time, like this image for a long period of time, the picture will remain on the screen, which you don't want, which is the problem when it comes to plasma, burn-in problems. So there's two different approaches to this technology.
Okay, so now, what television would you recommend for me? What's the best one you would recommend?
This different technology. So for me to give you a recommendation for a TV, I need to know exactly what you need, because with 1080p, that's basically what you need for when it comes to gaming. But when you go with an LCD technology, there's a 1080p 60 hertz, and then there's a 1080p 120 hertz. The price difference between those two TVs will be approximately $500. So it is an issue of budget that you have for the TV also, right? So that's totally based on how much you want to spend today, because you got to keep in mind, buying a TV, there's a lot more stuff you have to buy with the TV. So that's something you have to consider when you come to purchase a TV at any big electronic store, right?
After all the information that was given to Ryan, he decided to go with an LCD television, but that doesn't mean that it's the right TV for all consumers. He bought it strictly for video games, but others may want more in their HD experience. The choice is up to you.
Looks like I know what I'm getting my dad this Christmas. We have a special in-studio performance for you today by a local Toronto hip-hop rapper. Please welcome Rekless.
Yo, what's happening? It's Rekless, a.k.a. Rekless Christ. I'm out here, I'm legit as shit, and I'm bringing it right through your stereo. Listen up.
Yeah.
Let's get that playing. Let's get it popping. Yeah. Album coming out, Lifestyles of the Broken Nameless, early this year. I feel broken, nameless.
Yeah.
I see you shining on me, but I'm still broke. I feel broke. I feel nameless.
It's a new day.
What? Damn right it is.
It's a new life for me. Yeah.
I gotta make it. Hella high water.
New life for me.
Yeah. I'm sick of being broke. I'm sick of being nameless. I gotta make it. Life ain't black and white.
It's different shades of gray.
My money ain't right,
But that's gonna change today.
it's a new day. But I still want it all. Cop my CD so I can hit the mall and ball. I buy 20 pairs of Timberlands and buy a Versace. Buy your girl a diamond so she ride me like a jockey. Watch me spend, licking my thumb, throw in my cash. Chain so heavy that I got a bad back. Walk with the cane, I'm not trying to be a pimp. I'm just trying to defend myself from your goddamn chick. The starter rings upon me. I got a tan from the spotlight. Smoke by the pound, I no longer need the hot nights. I no longer have to fear seeing the cop lights. I signed a couple autographs to tell me have a good night. No DUIs when you chauffeur driven, but until I ink the deal, I continue to be living the lifestyles of the broken nameless. If I keep ripping it, I might just make it to see my name in lights in the magazine pages and live the lifestyle of the rich and famous. Lifestyles of the broken nameless. If I keep ripping it, I might just make it. See my name in lights in the magazine pages and live the lifestyle of the rich and famous. I'm flipping fingers to the paparazzi, rolling in my Maserati. Passenger seat, I got a dime with a quarter body. Rolling back to the crib in the hills where we chill. Got a good deal on it, like 4.5 mil. With the grotto like the Playboy Mansion, bunnies dancing. It came with the fame like private planes and advances. Everybody knows my face, handshakes and hate. Fuck a bodyguard, I can rent an army brigade. Rolling on blades in a fresh Escalade. On sexual escapades, yelling bitch I'm Wreck James. Going deaf from the scream to hysterical fans. I could piss on the crowd and still rock the jam. And still have my face on the magazine covers till I binge on drugs, rehab to recover, and then return harder. Goal set to winning, but until I ink the deal, I continue to be living the lifestyles of the broken nameless. If I keep ripping it, I might just make it to see my name in lights in the magazine pages and live the lifestyle of the rich and famous. Lifestyles of the broken nameless. If I keep ripping it, I might just make it to see my name in lights in the magazine pages and live the lifestyle of the rich and famous. Yeah.
Wow, guys. That was really, really awesome. Did you
Thank
write
you.
that song yourself?
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
And I know that most rappers write songs that are based off of their own experiences. I mean, what song did this inspire you from?
This song is essentially about the fact that I'm sick of being broke. I'm sick of not having any money. And this song is about, you know, if I had a whole money, you know, if I had $1 million, this is what I would do with it. But until I ink that deal, or in this case, sign the deal and start making that money, I'm still living broke as hell. And I'm still, you know, just grinding by every day in this godforsaken life here, trying to make it better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so I understand that you have been rapping for 10 years.
A decade, yeah, I know. I'm getting old. I gotta make it soon,
I
right?
wouldn't necessarily say you're old, but...
I'm a dinosaur in this game. I gotta get in here. Buy my album. Come on, camera's switching around. Buy my album.
But what really got you into rapping?
To be honest, I had some problems with a neighbor of mine. I also had a problem with a girlfriend, and instead of taking a violent route on that, I decided to try to start writing it. I started penning it out. Happened to be good. I met my man WeCat, a.k.a. Ryan, a.k.a. the man that was backing me up, a.k.a. the hit producer. And we started making hits, and the rest writes itself.
Where exactly did you two meet?
I'm not going to get into the whole story because it might incriminate my friend there, but let's just say we met and he was feeling my music, and I was feeling his vibe, and we got together and started making what we do now today.
All right. So, but did you guys, have you ever played anywhere?
We've done the Science Center recently, done El Macombo. We're all over the place. We're all through the battles. King of the Dot, if you haven't checked that, kingofthedot.com. Sick battles that we're throwing right now. Freestyle battles and whatnot. All through my man. We're trying to get various different sites and shows and everything. Anywhere you see a hip-hop show, we're going to be there. Don't worry about that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. You can catch Rekless at www.myspace.com, Rekless Christ.
Yeah, that's /Rekless Christ.
All right.
Out here. Legit as shit.
The holiday season doesn't always bring joy to everyone, though. About 3% of Canadians experience an even higher percentage experience what we call the winter blues. Jeff Pike set out to find out how to cope with this unfortunate disorder.
Jeff, it's 3 o'clock. Come on, it's time to get up. What are you doing? Sleep my life away?
Sky is gloomy. The weather really sucks, and I don't feel like doing anything at all. My mom says I might have seasonal affective disorder. I don't even know what that is. I think I should consult an expert. I decided to visit a local medical center. I thought maybe I could find the answers to some of my questions about seasonal affective disorder there. I met a medical student named Nick Mohammed, who offered some great insight on seasonal affective disorder.
Seasonal affective disorder, or otherwise known as SAD, is a condition where people experience depression, lack of energy, which sometimes becomes debilitating to their everyday lives, usually occurring during the fall and winter months. Seasonal affective disorder affects over 3 million Canadians. However, the milder condition known as the winter blues affects a much larger number of individuals.
Do you feel that the change of weather affects your mood?
My mood? Gosh, of course. It's cold and dark and gloomy and just the whole winter. I just want to hibernate and sleep it all away.
I guess when the months of November, December come around, I guess you could say that I got myself a case of the winter blues.
The symptoms are similar to other forms of depression. They often include decreased appetite, decreased sleep, and weight loss. Other patients suffer from atypical depression, where symptoms include increased sleep and increased appetite, along with decreased energy.
I basically commute from Brampton to Mississauga to Toronto for work and school. So driving-wise, it's a pain in the ass. I guess sleeping-wise, I find myself not staying up as late in the wintertime. Nothing to do. You can't really go out like summertime. So yeah, I'd probably go to bed earlier. Yeah.
70 to 80% of those with seasonal affective disorder are women in their 30s. However, childhood seasonal affective disorder has also been reported and treated successfully. The most common and effective treatments involve high voltage lights. Basically, the light triggers the suprachiasmatic nucleus in the brain to slow down the secretion of the hormone melatonin.
Whoa. Seasonal affective disorder is a lot more serious than I thought.
The suppression of melatonin in the brain suppresses the symptoms of depression in the patient. Light therapy has also been used to treat symptoms of PMS in female patients. However, light therapy is much more effective in treating seasonal affective disorder.
So maybe I don't have seasonal affective disorder after all. It's probably just a slight case of the winter blues, which is common. But you know what? This light definitely put things in a brighter perspective. And it's kind of cool. I'm Jeff Pike for The Journal.
I really can't imagine how difficult it is to deal with SADS, but I guess all that really matters is if you keep fighting your battles, no matter how hard it may be. On a slightly lighter note, we've certainly got a wonderful treat for you right now. The Sega crew is here with us to give us a look at their unique style of dance. Take it away, guys.
Escaping it. No escaping it.
Wow, guys, that was awesome. You're definitely going to have to teach me how to do that.
One day. It'll happen, no.
Okay, after this next clip, we're going to find out the method behind this madness, so don't go too far. I know most of you love being around people who have the same interests as you. I mean, who doesn't like being around someone they have a million different things to talk about with? And you know what the best way is to bring people with the same interests together? Starting a club. Whether it's a cooking club, a poetry club, or in Madison Stacy-Geisler's case, a video gaming club. I assure you it doesn't require a lot of work. And it's a fun way to meet great new people. Let's take a look.
Centennial College got Guitar Hero, which is pretty fun for playing against people, except I'm running out of opponents because I keep beating them all. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if Centennial College got even more games? Unfortunately, there isn't a video game budget, but there is a club budget, which is why I'm setting out to create Centennial College's very first video game club. Right after this song. Hi, I would like to start a club at my campus. That's it? When you want to put together a club, you are given a club package, which seems like a lot of paperwork. And it is, but it's all stuff you should be thinking about. So if you cannot fill out this package, most likely your club wouldn't have succeeded anyways. One of the most important aspects of a club is members, so let's go find us some. Hi, I'm starting a video game club here at Centennial College with UTV. Oh, sorry. Think they'll be interested? Okay. I'm trying to put together a video game club here at Centennial College. Would either of you two be interested in joining? Hey guys, I'm trying to start a video game club here at Centennial College. Would any of you guys be interested? Villains exit stage left. It's probably a good idea to do this with a friend or other club member because it tends to get a little annoying and repetitive. That being said, let's meet the crew.
My responsibilities for the club is to keep an active list of all the members, to assist the president of the club in any way they need, and if the president cannot do his roles, then I take over for him. I also have to attend all meetings and sign on any forms we have.
I'm the club liaison for the CCSEI, it's good because I already go to the meetings. So basically what the liaison's supposed to do is go to the meetings and, hear what's going on in CCSEI and see how they can work with CCSEI to make the club better.
Basically, I just take your guys' suggestions, what kind of games we should play, like for the Wii, Xbox 360, because there's so many good games for many different systems, so we would like to get your input on it. And basically, I like this club. I think a lot of people should know more about the video game industry, and for this club at least, we're just trying to express how great this industry is.
November 4th was Centennial College's Madden and Call of Duty tournament, and we had a really great turnout. We had lots of people showing up. We had people saying they enjoyed it. There were prizes, there was mingling, there was pizza. This is really great for the video gaming club because this is what we're going to be doing from now on. Once a month, we're going to be holding these tournaments. And people loved it, they enjoyed it, they randomly gamed around even after it was over, and they can't wait for the next one. Well, the club's up and running now. We have a tournament scheduled for December the 6th, Tuesday. It's going to be Super Smash Bros. Brawl and, by popular demand, Halo 3. So come on down. We're going to have 4 TVs going. There's going to be pizza. There's going to be plenty of gaming. And there's going to be prizes. In the meantime, this is Matt signing off for the Journal and hoping everything continues to go well.
This video gaming club is an awesome idea. I mean, where else can I bring out my inner geek? Before the clip, we experienced crump dancing with the Sega Clan. How did you guys come together?
Basically, we came together just from crumping in the same area, running into dancers, practice, and just eventually just become friends,
Yeah, we'll start off with just a dance. We met through dancing, but now it's just more than that. It's his family. We meet up at his house all the time every week, and pretty much just from crumping and dancing with each other. Yeah.
So you guys would say that you guys get along fairly well.
Yeah, we get along pretty well. It's because people have to understand crump is a lifestyle. It's not just a dance. Like, when I'm at the bus stop, I'm crumping. When I'm talking on the phone with my mom, I'm thinking about crump. Like, it doesn't matter what we're doing, crump is always there.
Yeah.
And what exactly got you guys into crumping? I mean, was it something that you guys have been doing for a long time, or?
Basically, crump is a way of outletting stress. Like, a lot of kids you find nowadays crumping are troubled youth. And crump is an expressive dance. So, like, the moves you see us doing, it's not just moves and tricks. We're expressing emotion through art of dance. So
yeah. It's like an internal expression. A lot of people think it's more than just a dance. Yeah. It's a dance, but as well as, like, you can do anything you want. There's no limit to it. Like, you can see us, throwing our arms out and doing anything we want. We can play with our hats, our shirts. It's just like an internal expression,
So when you guys are crumping, you're actually, like, putting forth a lot of emotion and thinking of, like, experiences that you might have.
Yeah, like the other day I was at my house, got my hydro bill, looked at my hydro bill. Oh my lord, didn't know what to do, so I crumped. No more hydro bill, gone.
Well, it's definitely a really good way to take away the stress and anger.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So
good exercise too.
So it puts you in a better mood, right?
Yes, it does. Because it's literally an outlet of all your stress, your pains, your heartaches, your loves, your passions. Everything you have just comes out through the moves that you're doing.
While you're doing it, it just so happened to look like a dance. So
sick.
So it's sick, yeah. It's buck.
It's buck. It's buck.
So have you guys entered any competitions or anything?
Well, we entered a couple. There's been 2 in Toronto, 1 in Montreal. The first one here was a crump tournament for the Crump King of Toronto. Some guy won it, some guy by the name of Primal.
No, it was not him.
Yeah, I won that tournament. And then the second one, his big homie won the second one. And yeah, that's all we've had here in Toronto for crump tournaments. Yeah. It's not like any other form of dance. It's such a small community. It's so hard to put together big events like that,
So, but have you guys crumped with any other crumpers?
Yes, there's a lot of us. There's I wouldn't say a lot. There's 30 of us in Canada.
There's
Canada.
More. This is not just the whole crump scene right here.
No.
These are just 2 of us. There's a lot of us, and basically no one really knows that much about crumping. It's very underground, and it's very, we just do it in his house at nighttime. It's my backyard, anywhere. We do it anywhere we feel like. It's just there's a lot more of us though.
Right. I actually agree that it's not very well known. I didn't know about it until I saw Bring It On. So
you've got to rent a movie called Rise. R-I-Z-E, Rise. Sickest movie about crump. The first crump documentary ever made. I mean, people aren't still dancing like how they were in that video because the dance changes week to week to week. The style keeps changing. But when you want to know about crump, watch Rise.
This dance been going for 8 years.
8 years.
Starting in LA.
So that's what got you guys into crumping after you guys saw that?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And have you guys, are you guys planning on doing any other forms of dance or anything?
No.
Not me.
No. Crump is just to me. Crump isn't a dance. It's just a way that we express ourselves. That's all it is.
All right, thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
Before we see the Sega Clan crump again, we've got one more clip to show you. Our very own Pat Perron took the streets to find out how strongly Torontonians feel about the TTC becoming an essential service. Let's take a look at what he found out.
The Toronto Transit Commission. Millions of people take it to get across the city of Toronto every day. And yet 1 weekend in April, it all just stopped. The TTC went on strike and stranded Torontonians across the city. A small group of people are fighting to stop those strikes from happening. We spoke to City Councillor Cliff Jenkins about the prospect.
My colleague Cesar Palazzo and I brought forward a motion to City Council. What we're trying to accomplish is make the TTC an essential service, which would mean that in the event of a non-negotiated settlement, the 2 parties couldn't come to an agreement on a settlement, that we would have mandatory arbitration to settle the remaining items. And so that there wouldn't have to be a strike, that the people of Toronto could be guaranteed a continuous service of the TTC. To do that, we really needed to demonstrate public support for it. So in the course of demonstrating public support over the summertime, we went to visit TTC stations, we talked to TTC riders, and basically we determined that the people of the city, even long after the strike, still massively supported the TTC as an essential service designation. And as you may know, the vote was 22 to 23 not to designate the TTC essential service, except there were some exceptions to that. Wheel-Trans was one service that we were going to request the province to make legislation. We talked to thousands of people at subway stops in the days up to the council vote. And what we found very interesting is normally when someone is presenting a flyer to you at the subway stop, you're kind of reluctant. Is this someone selling something? And people are trying to brush by us. But on the way by, they'd realize what it was, and we've had them coming back to us to say, give me that. I want to take this to my office. I want my coworkers to know that we can have a say in this. We can tell City Council. We can sign your online petition. And so we were amazed at the number of people that sort of started to brush by us, but as soon as they found out what we were about, they came back to say, yes, we wholeheartedly support that.
We decided to test Councillor Jenkins' findings by going to Dundas Square and asking some of the TTC users their thoughts on this debate.
Yeah, it is an essential service. There's so many people who take the TTC every day.
I believe so, because a lot of people in downtown Toronto don't have any means of transportation.
Absolutely.
100%.
Oh,
2,000%.
I just can't understand. 23 to 22 was the vote.
Yeah.
I just don't know what
believe
world
they
do these
allow
people
this.
live in.
I think it's dangerous to take either extreme. I think that we need to look at both sides and find a middle ground.
No. I think the reason they striked sounded like a good one, and I think they should be allowed to.
Definitely.
And why?
Why? Because it's like people rely on that to get to work, and it's not fair. You just leave them stranded.
Yeah, I think so, because a lot of people rely on it. People take it every day. I mean, if there was a strike now, I'd be in a lot of trouble. I wouldn't be able to get to school or work.
You know what? I don't know. I would think so, yeah. For most of the people that do take it every day, I don't know, what does it shuttle over 1 million people to and from work every day? So, yeah.
It's a double-edged sword. If you were an employee of the TTC, you'd probably think a little bit differently, but there's a lot of people that rely on it.
I think as workers, they should be allowed to strike, but it is a little bit annoying to the public, but I think they should be allowed, yeah.
So that's 8-4, 2 against, and 2 undecided. That fits the councillor's findings. So why did City Council vote against it if the people wanted to be an essential service? We talked to Adam Gembroni to get the other side of the story.
What happened coming out of this year's strike is there was a lot of discussion that came forward about how service should be dealt with at the TTC and whether it should be declared an essential service. The Commission did a review, the City of Toronto did a review, and in fact the CD Howe, which is a policy institute, did a review. And all 3 reports suggested that it would cost somewhere around $10 or $11 million to deem the TTC an essential service. And this over time leads to larger public sector settlements and adds to the costs. The union also didn't want them to be declared an essential service. It was a rare moment in both the union and management agreeing. And that's because, I guess, declaring an essential service takes away some of the bargaining rights of the union. It also takes away the flexibility of the management. And at the end of the day, you want to be able to have some flexibility in order to schedule and to deal with your workplace. Well, I mean, the main issue is twofold. First of all, it doesn't prevent a union from doing work to rule, and work to rule is basically not breaking the contract rules or the law, but following the contract rules to the exact letter. They have the right to refuse overtime. Well, if we don't have any overtime, this is a huge problem, and it seriously inhibits our ability to run the system. So work to rules can be as effective as a strike, but they can go on for months, and it's a real problem. You have no ability to legislate them back to work because they're not doing anything either illegal or in contradiction of the contract. The other issue, of course, is we would have ended up paying more money. So you would have not guaranteed that there would be no job action, and you would end up paying more. You know, it was an interesting topic because a lot of people were very frustrated coming out of the strike that occurred, and of course we'd had an illegal strike, which essential service legislation wouldn't have prevented in any case. But you know, you do need to step back and look at it analytically, and when you do that, as frustrating as it may be, essential service legislation doesn't really achieve a lot of the objectives which people are hoping to achieve.
The Toronto Transit Commission. We take it every day and we get upset when the slightest thing goes wrong for us. But rarely do we think about the people working for the TTC. Teachers, auto technicians, and many other workers have the ability to go on strike to make their work environments a safe one. Should we take it away from our bus, subway, and streetcar drivers, or will the change make it easier for them to work safe? In the end, the final decision should be based on what is right for them. For the Journal, I'm Patrick Perron.
Unfortunately, our show is almost about to come to an end. We hope you all enjoyed our segments and know a little bit more than you did at the start of the show. We would really like to thank Sega Clan as well as Rekless and Ryan PVP for all their amazing performances. We'd also like to thank you for watching. Don't forget to watch again next week for a whole new set of segments that'll for sure blow you away. Now, once again, here's the Sega Clan giving us another taste of their crumping.